is Joseph Bata Sengowa. I am the founder and executive director of JB Caring Hearts International. I would like to welcome you to yet again another episode of our Kyogereko talk show, airing every Friday on your screen. If you are watching for the very first time, welcome to the family. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also clicking that notification bell so that you don't have to miss any time we put up something for you. And those of you that are part of the family that are coming for the second time, the third time, I feel like I wish you were here so I can hug you and you know how much I love you. Thank you very much. Today on the show, we are going to be addressing a topic that is very sensitive but also interesting. And before we introduce the show, I would like to take this moment to introduce you to the amazing guests that we have today. Two beautiful young ladies. I don't even know if they are young or old. They'll have to tell us. I'll start from my left and then we shall move to my right.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, JB. I am Nimsima Grasha. I'm very delighted to be here. It's my maiden time to be here.
Okay. I said young people. I said old or young. So you tell us, are you old or young?
Both.
You are both.
Both.
Both. Okay. On this side with the beautiful round eyes.
Thank you, JB. My name is Naukenya Kevin Sichomu. I'm young, very young, and also.
Okay, it's very wonderful to have you on the show. I would like you to know that JB Caring Hearts International and the team at Kyogereko Talk Show do not take your time for granted. Our viewers that are here today are expecting a lot from you, and I know we are going to credit it. Sicho?
Sure.
So for today in this show, we are going to be talking about young people. And not only young people, but why young people should be involved in community service. But maybe to get us started, we need to understand young people. Now, I'm going to come back to you, Gracious. You said you are old and young. So you tell us, what do you mean you're old and young? Because we need our viewers to understand who a young person is.
Well, I'm young because I'm below 30. Maybe I'm 24. Actually, I'm not maybe. I'm 24. And I feel old sometimes when I tend to do things that are more mature than me. That's why I say old and young. Yeah, I'm a young person. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if my ears are very correct. Did you say you're 24?
Yes, I am.
What's that? Because it's a culture for ladies to cut their ears.
That is way back.
That's way back.
Certainly for ladies who are not confident.
Exactly.
So basically you're saying you are 24 and you say you are young because you are not 30. So just to get records correct, you're saying you are young because you're not 30. So when you make 30, you become old. You're scaring me because I don't have a lot to come. I'm 26 and I'm only saying 4 years to come. So that's what you're trying to insinuate. Huh?
In my opinion.
In your opinion. Okay. Sichomu, Kevin,
Yes.
Who is a young person to you?
I think a young person is one that is still under their parents' care and guidance. Not guidance, care.
Care and guidance.
Yeah.
But has there been a person that has never been under their parents' care?
They are there, but at least they have a guardian.
They have a guardian.
Yes.
I'm trying to create a scenario. Just imagine there's a father who has 7 children, but he has an issue and then he goes back to his parents for guidance.
Yeah, that's why I said care.
Care.
Not
Oh,
care.
you said care.
Yes.
Care. What is care for you?
Care is provision of shelter, food, and love.
Oh, so you're actually saying if someone is 30 and they are still eating food at home,
They are young.
they are
Actually. They are very young, by the way.
Gracious, are you still eating food at home at 24?
When I go to visit.
When you go and
But that's immaturity for me.
that's immaturity
It's
for
not
you.
young. Yeah.
It's not young. Oh, there's a difference between maturity and young. Okay, so Kevin, for you, are you young or are you old?
I'm young, like I said.
You are young. So you're still eating food at home.
Yeah,
Daddy
everything.
still buying pads and all of these things.
Every single thing.
Daddy made this dread hair. Dreads are expensive.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
Mm.
So you ask for every single thing.
Every single thing.
From the hair to the liquor to food, to school fees. Yeah.
Anyways, I want to appreciate you very much for those beautiful responses. I think for everyone to understand and all of us to be on the same page, I want to agree that even United Nations says a young person is anyone below the ages of 30. So anyone between the ages of 29 to...
Zero?
Not zero. It's actually 29 to 18. Yeah, they are a young person. So any person that is below 18, they are children.
Oh, anyone
below 18, they are children. Okay. So now if we go back to our topic, especially during these times, we are living in hard times. Everyone is searching for money. Everyone is looking for money. I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, support my hustle, and all of that. And then here comes social corporate responsibility that allows people to go and serve or do things for free. And sometimes there's a tendency of thinking that the social corporate responsibility is supposed to be done by people that are owning big companies, corporate companies. MTN came and gave a bus of this. Remember the times when our president in Uganda was reading donations for COVID-19? Young people were not so much involved in that social contributions kind of. So I would like you to help us understand, why do you think young people, and young people I'm talking 18 to 30, should be involved in voluntary work, something that does not allow them, something that does not pay them, and yet they have a lot of needs? And maybe we'll start with you. Are you actually involved in anything that is voluntary, where you are not actually paid?
Go ahead, please.
Apparently, I work as a manager at Nyamachoma, Bweraja Nyamachoma. And at the same time, I'm serving with Rotaract Club of Bweraja. With that service that I make or that I give, I'm not paid. But I feel it is worth.
It's worth.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you, you're already telling us you're working. When you work at Nyamachoma as a manager, I've never had a manager that is not paid. Is that also not paid, or?
I'm actually not paid. Reason, it's my parents.
Oh yeah, that explains. You're a young person. So you said anyone, if that is still giving you liquor and everything, then that's understandable.
So I work as a volunteer. Yes.
But you volunteer with the Rotary Club of Bweraja?
Yes.
Okay. Before we come back to you to ask why you actually chose to volunteer, Gracious, are you volunteering anywhere as a young person? And please go ahead and tell us why.
Yes, for starters, JB, thank you. We need to appreciate that between the age of 18 and 30, we are very productive. We are very productive people. And if we don't put our energy to use, then there is a deficit somewhere. It catches up with us later. Sometimes people ask themselves, why do something for nothing? I mean, for not a pay. I mean, even if you had asked me, maybe I would ask, but I chose to join Rotary Club of University of Kisubi when I was at university because I felt the need to serve. Actually, I was told, you're going to join this club where you're going to pay to serve. Literally, a young person would say, never. I mean, university, and then how do I start to pay?
To serve.
But, you give. You can give your energy, your talents, your everything, your skills to this cause. Yeah. Yep. So I serve there.
So you serve there. You're bringing in a concept of you have to pay to serve. Everyone knows Rotary is for the rich. So basically speaking, like honestly speaking, sente muziri nazo sobola okuwaayo then nosigala ngokola ki ng'oserving. Am I making sense? Oba si kituufu?
Well, there are so many myths out there. Abantu balowooza ebintu byanjawulo ku Rotary. Naye si kyabagagga. Buli muntu nga bwe nagambye, you can give your talents, you can give your skills, you can give your everything. tenajoininga club nga ndi ku university omwana university aba akolawo wabula ko saving akatono olw'omutima ogwagala okuyamba abalala n'okawaayo mu mutima omulungi mutima mulungi si mu bubi
gwe Gracious ate sikyomu Kevin, you help us understand. You know, Gracious brings in a very good point that between the ages of 18 to 30 we are very productive.
Yes.
Don't you think that is the time that we are supposed to accumulate all the wealth that we need? Because amaanyi tugayina osobola okukola sente zo. Why do you think it is really necessary for you to misuse that time for lack of a better term? Because that's what people say. Misuse that time and go spend your time serving around.
Most motivational speakers keep saying if you do not make money before 30, you will never make money.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So why shouldn't I just make my money before 30 and then continue?
But still, what I get if I'm not making money, okay, I may serve and again make money, but if I get involved in such community work, even if it is not profitable, I may use these skills that I get later to be a better person. Yes. And with these services that go on, first of all, we create very many friends while we serve. Very many friends. Now, for you to live, that's what I think, that for you to live in harmony, you must have friends. More friends than enemies. Now, when I keep creating friends, I create friends in Kampala, in Entebbe, in Ramwanja, in different places. You find that I can never lack. I can never lack. I may not have that very well-paying job, but I do not think I can ever lack. I have fun over the weekend, even when I do not have money. I go out with my friends and they'll sponsor. Or even when I have money and I have a party, it is not a flop. I call people and they actually attend. That is one, friends. Secondly, I think these skills that we keep getting actually help us in the day-to-day work, and even later we may even pass them on to our future generations. Yes. These skills may include, for example, presentation skills. You may get presentation skills. You may get self-esteem. You can get managerial skills. Yeah? For example, if I'm a president in a club like Rotary or Rotaract, you cannot tell me if I manage for a whole year, if I manage volunteers, moreover. If you can manage volunteers, how about these people you pay?
You actually pay.
If you can manage volunteers, then you can manage the rest of the people. So if I can manage a whole club, then you cannot tell me I can't manage a home, I cannot manage a business. Yeah, those are some of the things we get. You get friends, you get skills, you get connected. Connections come from the friends we make. Now they say these days that everything is about connections. And then when we are in class, the teachers say, no, it is not connections, my friend, it is connections. It is connections.
It's not how much you know, but who you know. That's the kind of one.
If you know, you know. Those who are in very big positions, wherever, you know the reasons you're there. It's not your brains, most times. Though, the Lord can bless you.
With brains.
With brains, and you go without being connected and you go on to the top. But yeah, connections are good and we get them at times from such services that we do.
You are actually giving us very wonderful points on why people need to volunteer, especially young people. There's a statement that people usually say: your network is equal your what? Your net. No, it's a statement that says your net worth is equal to your network. Kind of. So that simply means the people you know are going to determine how much money you make. So I liked it when you say that when young people get themselves involved in community service, they're actually getting skills, they are networking, and in this kind of networking we are able to go back and do what? And use these skills later in the future, which is actually very true.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I also know as a person that serving or doing community service gives a lot of reward per person. The times you go serve people and you actually feel like, wow, this was,
fulfilling.
fulfilling, yeah.
Yes.
So now, since both of you have served with Rotary, which is actually a big organization that is famous for doing community service and doing these things for free, has there been a time in your life, Gracious, where you felt like, I did serve this person and I actually felt like, wow, I am making an impact?
Talk about fulfillment. I think this is one of the intrinsic kind of benefits I've gotten from Rotaract, because I remember a time when I was still to become a member, still in the process of becoming a member of a club, and we went to do a project in deep down there, Golomolo. It is in Boyukwe. The children were orphaned. Many of them didn't have parents. Maybe others, the parents were victims of HIV and AIDS, and basically these are people that maybe are less privileged than we are. Maybe we have parents, and then you're wondering, how many times do I have these things and they're not given out? And I think this is one thing we did, and it remained at heart. I'm like, wow, we really saved these people. Somehow, with the little that we gave, we managed to solicit here and there, But then it was fulfilling. Like, I felt like, wow, I think even if I go to paradise now,
You felt like you reached heaven.
yes, like it was just fulfilling, just helping these people that did not have at all, like, the care. I mean, it is so fulfilling.
It's so fulfilling.
Yeah.
And I'm a very emotional person, and hearing you speak, I feel like I want to cry.
Don't cry.
So, so if I cry, please excuse me. Kevin,
Yeah.
has there been a time in your life that you felt the reward of serving as a volunteer?
Yes, it has been there, and it is very recent. During the COVID times, whereby there was hunger spread all over the world, and in very many parts of Uganda, like any other parts, we went to, as Rotaract Club of Webaja, in partnership with JB Caring Hands, we went to give out some foodstuffs and consolation to people we think can hardly find food. And these people are in a small village in Entebbe. It is called Nalugala. Nalugala. So we went to Nalugala, we met orphans, we met very old people who have no one to take care of them, we met lame people, we met sick people, we met very many unprivileged people. So we were giving them foodstuffs like sugar, rice,
Foodstuffs.
and those other things. There are very many posho, beans. Yeah, so there's a way it felt like, where would they have got this if not from us? Because you find someone and they are really crying tears of joy because of that little you've given them. So it was so fulfilling to me, honestly. And it was the first of a kind.
The first of a kind. I want our viewers to know, and everyone that will watch this, that volunteering and doing something for free is rewarding. It opens all of us to the outside world, so you can actually see what is happening. JB Caring Hearts International, in partnership with the Rotary Club of Webaja and Nkumba Stewards, 3 weeks ago went to Ramanja Refugee Resettlement Camp. And I think one of the highlights that I had is prior to the project. I also have to let my viewers know I am the project director for the Rotary Club of Webaja. So, we asked every participant to go clean their closets. Bring every clothes you don't have. Let's go serve these people. And Rotaractors and friends and guests brought a lot of clothes. So we go to this refugee camp and we are giving out these clothes. And oh my goodness, much as it was funny to see people fighting to pick, struggling to pick something that
Scramble.
it was a scramble and petition for clothes. Ulinapata skirt, najiska, all of that. And within us, we are actually laughing. We are saying these people, they're trying to take these clothes. But then, as we are coming back, I sat in the car and started reflecting, saying, people are actually fighting to have something to put on.
Yeah.
But you would never see that unless you actually go
Give
out,
it to them.
participate in community service, and then see the challenges that people are facing.
Exactly.
Then you come back home, you look at your
Reflect.
closet with a lot of clothes. I have friends, female friends, that I usually go out with, and then they have to spend 2 hours looking for what to put on. Na hinge ngoye wezili-
Ganyingi, that is
wezili,
very
and
true.
you look at them and they still say, I don't have something to put on. And they have three cases of...
Live example, when I was not yet at campus, when I was little, I had very few clothes. So I would never complain. If I want to put on something, I just dress up. I know I have enough. When I go to campus and got more clothes, I look at the closet, I'm like, I don't have anything to wear. Then I wonder.
And you have a lot.
What went wrong?
You know, but then you go to Ramwanja and find these women that are refugees, they don't have anything to put on and they are scrambling to get something to pick. Then you come back and this is another benefit you get out of serving. You start appreciating the little that you have. You stop being a person that complains a lot, but realize I actually have a lot.
Yes.
Kevin gave a good example and said, we went and gave food to the people in Entebbe. Then next time you are at your home and you're eating food and you actually want to destroy a piece of meat, you start realizing people don't have food.
Thinking about it, I belong to the folklore movement. It's an international movement. But one of the things we are told, we have a project of zero hunger. We do it all over the world. Like for us, when we are eating, I think those I relate with have seen me do this. I do not leave food on the plate.
Yes.
That's why I like self-service.
I've seen her.
I do self-service and I make sure I get what is actually enough. And if I'm to go for more, I'll go for more. And it's a practice maybe I've learned from way back at home. We don't waste. Because you think about the other people that are the same food that you're living, like you're not consuming, can actually be kept for some other person to consume. Because you won't buy it from the store. You get what I'm talking about? Or you give it to a neighbor. Rather than wasting it, I never waste anything. Even water, I don't waste.
That's so nice. That's so nice. Now I want to have a question. You know, you're a girl, and sometimes you have a boyfriend who will take you on a date, and you have this tendency of, chipsy, you make sure. So, aren't you wasting food? Because that food is actually bought by someone. They pull out their hand money. They are taking you out. You're saying zero hunger.
If someone is taking me out, be ready to see me finish all my food.
I know.
I've gone out on a date. Let me tell you the story. I've gone out on a date, and then this guy takes me out. He's so gentle. I'm so dressed smartly. And then it was self-service. I did what I could afford. So I ate my food, and even like you leave only the bones on the plate. And the gentleman was looking at me until I got done with my food, and I was like, are you satisfied or can I get you more? I'm okay. No, because this is me. I do not.
You see, I'm such a mukanga. No, even
if it were me, I do not pretend.
You don't pretend.
Yeah. If it is a soda bottle and I want to drink it to the last drop, I will drink
value for money.
You are and the young people are the kind of people who get chikebecha yogurt and slapping. But anyways, I volunteering and going out to communities surely opens you to the outside world. You start seeing how people are suffering and start appreciating the little you have. And then being more productive. Exactly. And also, I want to read for your quote, and then you can let me know how true this quote is. It says, research has shown that teens or youth who engage in community service are more responsible with higher self-esteem and self-reliance. How true is this statement?
I think it is very true.
And why?
Very correct. I concur with you.
Just using me as an example, I have served since my childhood in my primary school. Of course, if you are prefect, you do not earn anything. I do not know about other schools.
You earn prestige.
My friend, prestige for what?
I went to school and I was a prefect. You don't make a line to go for posho. You have like a tie that says prefect. That's prestige.
You don't.
But what I mean, they do not give you. What they give you does not satisfy what the work you do. So I do not take it as not appreciation, but payment. I do not take it as payment. I take it as voluntary work. because you're going to call me out of class while the rest are studying. I have to supervise the work that was not done and all that. So in short, those skills that we come getting, the experiences we come learning and all that, before you know it, you have self-esteem, you have very good skills of presentation and all that. Before you know it, you can do anything on this world.
And you're the person who will clean your compound without people telling you to clean it.
Exactly.
Because
those are
in
the
the
skills
community
you keep
work.
getting. That is
People.
very true. That quote is very true. That's what I think.
Okay, so now that we know that quote is very true, and we've spoken all of these wonderful things about, community service that young people have, what is one last thing that you want to tell a young person out there who says, I don't do anything that I don't earn from? Where do I earn? Mfunira muwa is the statement. What is one thing you want to tell that person before we tell them opportunities to serve? What is one thing you want that person to know today?
I'll tell them they're late.
They're late.
It's never too late. But well, if you have a chance to do community work, please do it. It is so rewarding. I cannot share it all, but you need to go and do community service.
Okay. Thank you very much. How about you?
I do not differ so much from her. What I want to say is, what you get may not be as much as you want it to appear. It is usually invisible. It is usually very invisible. And if it is to be visible, it will be later in the years.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that brings us to the climax of this. That's a very wonderful statement. As you're serving people, you always need to remember the blessings, the appreciation, everything that you're going to get out of that service is not going to come now, but sometime in the future, you're actually going to look at it and say, wonderful, I'm glad I did this.
Yeah.
I'd like our viewers to know that Rotary Club of Webaja and Rotary Club of Nkumba Stewards and Rotary International and Rotary Uganda is open to all of you to come and offer service. And yes, you will learn. I also want to say JB Caring Hearts International is 100% voluntary. Come, offer your service. I liked when you say that, it's not all about money. You can give your time, you can give your talent, and everything. And then we can have a wonderful time. And you will never regret the time that you serve. Every young person needs to serve. It starts with me. They say charity begins at home. It starts with you to know it is my responsibility to take care of my neighbor. It is my responsibility to take care of animals. It is my responsibility to take care of the environment.
Exactly.
All of these things, you're actually doing them and serving yourself and the community. Thank you very much for viewing us. I would like to thank the producers of this show, LMP Media Company, which is Lens Media Company, the best producers that you ever think about. If you like to, if you want any pictures, wedding, photography for birthdays and everything, showers. Are you expecting showers? Are you
Expecting.
Are you expecting? Please call the numbers below your screen and you'll never regret. I want you to also please take the time and go volunteer and subscribe on the YouTube channel, LMP Company, and also JB Caring Hearts International. Thank you very much for your time and see you next week.